Cardano has just seen a really big move up. Take a look at this right here on the Bitcoin chart. Take a look at this right here on the USD chart. And I think this is only the very beginning. So I'm going to break this down for you. But if you didn't already watch my most recent video on Cardano, which was literally 2 days ago, I was actually showing you guys something exactly like this happening in the market. So if you're not already subscribed, you would have completely missed that analysis and you would be suffering for it. So go ahead and change that right now. Smash up the like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, because we saw this coming. Obviously very recent. My whole style of analysis is always to predict the short-term moves. I don't care about what happened to the long term. I only care about that quick money that I can make over and over and over in order to compound profits faster. And so what we saw right here is absolutely phenomenal. I was actually showing exactly the same wedge right here. If you take a look at this, this is the very same thing that I had on the previous video for Cardano that we're looking at right now, where we're having this bullish breakout. And I was, one of the key things I was saying in that video, ladies and gents, is that, Cardano bleeds slowly, but when it starts running, it runs really quickly, very intensely, with a lot of intensity. And I think that's what we may be looking at right now. So there's a lot to break down right here in this video, and bear with me while I make sure that I've got all of my notes up. The key thing to just highlight at the very beginning here is that this is a very important falling wedge pattern that Cardano has broken out of. And the reason that I think it's important is that we've previously already broken out of a very similar pattern right here. And the support level for this pattern is at an absolutely critical area of $1 support. Hang on, let me show that to you on this chart. It's at this $1 support area. So we're forming the same pattern at the same level. And the last time we had this pattern break out, obviously, it was a pretty intense rally right here, where Cardano managed to rise up by 148% within the space of about 1 month, which is a 2.5x gain. If you put in $100, you'd have $250 within a month, which is absolutely crazy. And of course, we have to take this stuff seriously because we could be at the beginning of it right now. The thing that I need to say though, before I continue this video, because you guys already know the deal, you're coming to this channel not only for this spectacular analysis where we are predicting this shit right before it happens, but also because it's realistic. And part of this realistic analysis means that I must point out that Cardano fakes out a lot. Cardano has a lot of fake outs on these charts, and here's a beautiful example of it where, if I replay the chart, this actually probably looks really bullish at the time, where Cardano was essentially in, quite a nasty downtrend for a fairly long amount of time. I mean, from the all-time high down to the key breakout point right here was about 66 days, and then trading inside of this descending triangle pattern for about 60 days. So a very long time that Cardano was trending downwards, and bam, it gets this explosive rally. And it really is explosive. I mean, if we measure it from the breakout point to the peak, that's 15%. That's actually not so explosive, my bad. Not actually that crazy. But when you compare it to the price action we had previously, I just want to put this in context for you. In this range right here, Cardano within 13 days, 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, Cardano was only trading in a 6% range, and then bam, all of a sudden, in less than a day, it triples that price action. This really tells us a lot. I mean, for the most part, all of this consolidation just kind of happening in a 7% range for a month, and then again, we double that in less than a day. So it's very dramatic, and you'd see it, if we looked at the RSI, for example, you'd see the RSI just shooting up like crazy. Look at that right here, just absolutely reaching sky high levels right here. Look at it on the daily time frame as well. Just look at how the RSI shoots up, and this is a good indicator for demonstrating my point, because it shows us a relative strength index. That means the strength relative to where it was before. So obviously a big increase. Now, if we stop replaying the chart and bring it back to the present day, we're in another situation like that right now. We've got all of the very same signs, and Cardano has already had one of these fake outs right here as well. Again, a very similar situation where it was just kind of broadly trending down, and bam, it gets a big breakout, but of course it ends up falling short. So we can absolutely be looking at something like this right now, and one of the key things that I think is going to be holding Cardano back at the moment is the huge areas of resistance that it has. This red Ichimoku cloud is no joke in my opinion. It is a big cloud of resistance. It stretches up 35%. It's a 55-cent area, and our price right now is at $1.50. If you missed my video on the Ichimoku cloud, again, you are definitely not subscribed, and you are just hurting yourself too much at this point if you're continuing to miss these videos. I made a brand new video on the Ichimoku cloud. The last time I made a video on this same indicator, I think I was like 16 years old or something super young, and now you're getting the 4 flies in my current state making the very same video with actually a little bit more information and just being a better YouTuber. So go ahead and check it out, if for nothing else, to get a refresh on this amazing indicator, because it's free. The video is free and the indicator is free, and that's just too good in my opinion, because these this indicator is phenomenal. And yeah, it is offering a lot of resistance right now. And by the way, if you want to find this video, literally just click on my channel right like that, and it is the 2nd most recent video at the moment. It'll be the 3rd most recent video when this video goes live. And so I think that this is definitely something to keep in mind right now, that there is a lot of resistance, right? And it's not only from this indicator. I mean, if we take a look at just some of the key levels on this chart, we can actually visualize this by looking at the VPVR indicator, which is another amazing indicator that I like to use, which I haven't made a public video on. The video that I made on this indicator is only part of the 𝗪𝗡𝗙 Academy courses, which you can get by reaching out to me by following these steps on screen right here. These are the steps you can follow to join my 𝗪𝗡𝗙 VIP group, where I show you absolutely every single trade I'm making. I tell you why I'm planning it, the dollar level that I'll be entering, and so on. It's very in depth, and of course you can learn how I trade, how I analyze from A to Z in my courses as well, which I cover the VPVR indicator in. But all I really want to do here is just look at where some of the spikes are on this chart, and it's a little bit difficult to see because the main spike is right where we are at the moment, but we're seeing some continued resistance up until about that $1.77 area. Anything above this area, according to the VPVR, is where Cardano is going to have an easier time rising, up until the $2.15 area, because this is the next spike on the VPVR indicator. And just very briefly, if you're looking at this and wondering what the hell is going on, the VPVR is essentially an indicator that shows you where trading takes place on the chart. So it shows you key levels of interest on the chart. So for example, this is the biggest spike. This is what we call a point of control on the chart. The biggest spike essentially shows us where most of the trading has generally happened on the chart, right? And so that's just generally going to be kind of between these 2 spikes. If I look at this box, you can see that a lot of the trading for Cardano tends to fall inside of this box. So naturally, it's just a very important level for the market. And so, you know, we're looking for spikes like this to give us that information. And that's where, you know, this is actually showing us that, yeah, we are past the bulk of it right now. We are finding support in it, which is absolutely phenomenal. There is still a little bit more resistance to go right now, but if we manage to break above, yeah, we are looking at a nice rally up to $2.15. Unfortunately, this completely conflicts with the Ichimoku cloud at the moment, which is showing us that there is resistance here no matter how you look at it. So that those are 2 very important things that I wanted to draw to your attention. And then just more generally looking at some of the key reversal points in this market. I'm just eyeing this up right now and drawing these resistance levels from scratch. I think these are the only ones I'd want to focus my attention on for this chart, just showing us that actually at the moment there should be quite a nice rally for Cardano to enjoy, but there is still resistance on the chart, right? And so this definitely is still, you know, it's not like it's got open skies, but I mean, put it this way, it did break the most important resistance level on the chart that it's been facing at the moment, in my opinion. And so to me, that is still a really good sign. If you're curious to trade this, by the way, and look at Phantom, I was warning about a drop yesterday. Bam, it's dropping down right now. If you're curious to trade this, you already know the deal. You can actually trade this against the dollar on leverage using Bybit. Of course, as you know, this is the only exchange that I use, and if you want to use the very same exchange, check out the link in the description down below, because you're going to get just over $4,000 for free when you sign up using my link down below and make your first Bitcoin deposit. So that's free cash which you can trade with. You can buy whatever the hell you like with it. Any profits you get to keep. It's an amazing deal. It's a lot of money to be able to trade something like this. And obviously you guys know the deal. I'm targeting that $3 area, which is still a 100% rise away, which is doubling that money. So imagine turning that 4K into 8K and you have zero risk, because it's not even your money. It's just money that's gifted to you. So definitely check it out using that link in the description for Bybit. If you already have an account, you can make a brand new one. And of course, you will need a VPN if you're in certain restricted territories, which I cannot comment on. Anyway, there's quite a few more important things here, so I don't want to delay this too much more before I get into them. The key thing that I want to also draw to your attention now is that, yes, this is a little bit of an extended rally at the moment. It basically came out of nowhere, by the way. I'll start talking about the Bitcoin chart as well shortly, because you guys know that the Bitcoin chart, in my opinion, is absolutely essential for analysis on Cardano. It's interesting because this whole move is coming while Bitcoin has seen a little bit of a dip today, right? Bitcoin down by about 1.3%, Ethereum getting hit pretty hard in comparison. It's down by about 3%, and it looks like Bitcoin is going to try and come back down to this area of support that I've had drawn at the $42,000 level. This would be great if we could come back down here and establish support, although unfortunately we may end up forming some sort of a descending triangle if we come down to this area and bounce back up, and that would naturally generally push us to the downside. So Bitcoin itself not looking amazing, to be honest. You know, previously when we first got the bounce, it was actually looking pretty good because it looked to me like you know, we were able to set this low at 39.5 and then we rally up, and then we have a healthy, really a very healthy correction down into the 42k range, and then we're potentially getting ready to rally up. But of course, if I play these candles forward, we didn't have the follow through, right? We set this high right here at 43.7, which was good, but we didn't manage to sweep this high. And this is going to become a problem for Bitcoin right now, in my opinion, because I think that as long as Bitcoin can't sweep that high, and right now it's not looking like we will, you know, that to me potentially indicates that we're going to have to fall back to the existing bias in this market, which is of course still bearish. Let's take a quick look at the fear and greed index as well. Still very, very bullish fear and greed index. This isn't changing too much. Look at that super level and extreme fear for a long time. So there's definitely a big move coming in this market at some point soon, I think. But yeah, just for the moment, seeing that Bitcoin dropping, you know, has been dropping today, and Cardano has been pretty strong. I mean, that's a huge sign of strength. I mean, if Cardano is pumping up like this while Bitcoin has actually been moving down, you know, that potentially tells us a lot about the strength that Cardano is packing. And again, I mean, that none of that is coming as a surprise. I had literally made a video on this 2 days ago, expecting the very same breakout to come. So again, if you were subscribed, you would have been able to catch that and you'd know all about it. So shout out to those of you who have. We've just hit 120k, by the way, on this channel. So thank you to all of you. I do love you all for showing your support on this channel and blowing this channel up. It was always a childhood dream of mine to reach numbers like this, because when I was younger and I needed a smack in my head, I actually really desired fame. I guess that was because I was a lonely kid, but let's not go there right now. And so yeah, Cardano getting a very nice follow through right here. But like I said, I think it is a little bit overextended, and so to me that now means, all right, like, where are the support levels? Let's start having that conversation right now. Where might this thing be able to bounce? And I want to show you this chart right here. Now this is quite complicated. Do me a favor, just ignore these numbers. The real thing that I just want to focus your attention on right now, doorbell's going off, my bad, sorry about that. The real thing that I want to focus your attention on right now is actually just the parallel descending channel that Cardano is in at the moment. Let me just make sure I draw this correctly. We're looking at something, let's go on a different chart, like Bitfinex is fine. We're looking at something that looks, I think, a little bit like, sorry, I really don't want to draw this incorrectly. Go back to the beginning of December, something that looks a little bit like this. Yeah, where Cardano was basically trading in a parallel descending channel, and the key thing here is, again, you just to ignore the numbers, is that there's two very important areas of support on this chart, right? The first one defined as 1.46 up to 1.5. Let me draw that right here. So 1.46. Let's draw it from around over here up to 1.5, which is roughly where we're at right now. And then the second one at 1.36 up to 1.4. These are two of the key support areas that I'm seeing on this chart. 1.36, bear with me. I'm just drawing this live for you guys so you can see how the analysis actually looks when it's done in front of you, which is a lot less confusing than if the chart is just thrown right in front of your face. And that's why I wanted to show it to you this way. These are two quite important support levels on this chart, in my opinion. And if I just drop two horizontal lines we can just very quickly trace this back and see how historically significant these two levels were, right? Take a look at this. This is what I look for when I want to see if a support or resistance line is important. I want to see how did we interact with it in the past. Very importantly, did we get major reversals off this level? Did we get major bullish buys off this level? And the answer to both is definitely a yes. I mean, look at this, a huge rally coming off this very same support level right here. I don't know how big this rally was actually. Let's just measure it. It was about 18%. That's still quite significant. And so these are two quite important levels on the chart, in my opinion. And bearing in mind, by the way, this was actually an all-time high for Cardano. Maybe not an all-time high, but it was like a long-term high that Cardano... I don't know where Cardano was trading before this. I can't remember, but it was a very, very significant high, right? That definitely is not up for debate. And if we zoom in just a touch further, we can actually get quite a good sense for how important these levels were historically, just going back to 2021. I mean, just look at these spikes that we had right here. I mean, this really tells us a lot about how significant these two price levels were, these two blue lines. And so, to me, I really find these levels to be quite important. You can just see it constantly stops these rallies, right? And we can overshoot it by a little bit, right? I want to make this very, very clear to all of you right now who are getting a little bit of a chubby downstairs as I talk about this, because this is not the time to get excited. You guys know the deal already. I mean, if you watch this channel, you already know the deal. I'm sorry, I got to go off on a bit of a rant right here because, trading is not a place for excitement, right? Like if you watch a chart like this and you start getting excited and you start feeling like you're going to make money, you're doing the wrong thing. I can't stress this enough. I want you to be happy and I want you to be successful at what you're doing. And as part of that, I must tell you face to face to snap the fuck out of it if you feel excited when you look at a chart like this and reel that shit in. Like literally, if this is what it takes, take your money out of the market so that you stop giving a shit. Because I'm telling you guys right now, and I'm going to say it super clearly now, I'll repeat it at certain times when I remember, but one of the most important things you need to understand as a trader is that if you have the opportunity to feel excitement and happiness, you best believe that you will have the opportunity to feel sadness and despair when the market starts dropping. And whether you're feeling happiness or you're feeling sadness, camera's freezing up again, I'm sorry about that. Whether you're feeling either of these two feelings, they will both mess up your analysis. You must be feeling nothing when you look at this chart. I mean, to me, I'll just kind of, be putting my hands together with a little bit of, excitement, for lack of a better word, that the market might be rising up. But if you really start feeling smart or just anything more than like, hey, this is a good opportunity, I want to take advantage of it. If it's more than that kind of a sentiment, you're already in too big. You're already in too much, and it's going to hurt you. This is a very, very important thing, which I tell all VIPs about right when they join. I'm going to save you guys from the details right here because it's already covered inside of the welcome video that you get when you join `4flies VIP. It's a long welcome video that I recorded at a moment where I was very inspired to record it. It probably needs an update right now, but the reason I never updated that video is it just hits the emotional notes so well, because the first thing I want to do as soon as you get in the group is fuck your emotions right off and throw them in the bin. Throw the bin away, burn the bin. There is zero space for it, and you will achieve that inside of `4flies VIP. So many others have been able to, if you do pay attention to what's going on. So guys, take advantage of it right here. Bitcoin is so low compared to where it was before, so you're getting a massive discount on our prices because we price everything in Bitcoin only, which means you're getting a massive discount on the USD price of VIP. And if you do want to jump in, bam, it's the first link in the description down below, then the @4flies button at the bottom of any post inside of our free `4flies Gold channel. This first link will take you here, and over here you're going to get more analysis on these markets completely free of charge, just like these videos from myself and my team. And then click on send message to ask me how to join `4flies VIP, and I'll give you all of that information straight away if you are interested in joining up. Like I said, there's a huge discount on our prices right now simply because Bitcoin is so low, and of course we don't know how much longer that is going to last for us. If you want to jump in right now, be able to grab these markets by the balls and crush it, this is the place to be for sure. But Like I said, these two levels very, very important. I'm going to remove these two blue lines now because I think I made my point very, very clear. And so the fact that Bitcoin managed to rise up, actually, no, there was one last thing I wanted to show you, is that we can fake out to these levels, right? Look at this. Previously, Cardano did fake out to this level and then come right back down. So it's very, very possible that this is a fake out and that we are going to retrace. And again, this is all just me kind of warning you guys of what reality can look like, you know, because if I was a little bit more of a daft-headed analyst, I wouldn't be considering the possibility of this being a fake out, and I would just stick my finger in my nose and say we're going to the moon. But obviously that's not what this channel is. This is all about acknowledging that reality is ugly and it doesn't work exactly in the same way that we expect. And so I must be aware of those things so I can protect myself from them adequately. This is why I would like to see a little bit of a pullback right now. Now, Cardano isn't generous in giving pullbacks, and so I don't know how much we're going to get or if we're going to get anything significant at all. But at the time of me filming this video, let's just take a very quick look at the drop that Cardano's already seen. It's not big, it's about 2%. Actually, that is fairly sizable in terms of the correction. It's already dropped down by about 3 to 4% from its high right here. The other thing though that just makes me really think that this thing could be ready to fly is look at the increase in volume down here at the bottom, right? Let me show this to you on the other Cardano chart that I had because I think it's going to be a little bit more suitable for this. You can see a huge increase in volume. Look at this huge increase in volume upon the breakout. You know, I mean, we do get these on fake outs as well. There was an increase in volume right here. If I replay the chart, you'll get a good sense of this. Take a look at this. So there was a nice increase in volume right here. I mean, you can start to see the volume moving average line curving up, and you know, I mean, it's showing us the right signs. But when you compare it to the volume that we're seeing right now, it's big, right? It's the biggest volume that Cardano has seen since the big drop down at the beginning of December. And so I definitely think that this is another good sign following the market. The other thing that I want to start doing right now is looking at, you know, if this thing does start to drop, how low might it drop? And one of the key tools I can use to answer that question is the Fibonacci retracement tool. So this level right here, the 382 level, obviously one of the most important Fibonacci levels in my opinion, lines up with one of the support levels that I drew with those blue lines just a few minutes ago. So that already seems to be working out. I got to turn my camera off now because things are starting to perform badly again. I'm very, very sorry for that. But this was one of the key levels that I had outlined for you guys, you know, with this box. I mean, it's already drawn here actually is at $1.36. And so, you know, $1.37, basically the same price area, is where our 382 Fibonacci retracement was showing the market potentially finding support right here. So if this thing does manage to drop down that low, I don't know if we'll be that lucky, but if it does, that would be a phenomenal entry level in my opinion. The $1.25 area, this is the wet dream. Honestly, I don't think we're going to get this, but the 382 level and 618 level, as you may or may not know already, are mirrors of each other. One take away 0.382 equals 0.618, and one take away 0.618 equals 0.382. That math is important because that means that they're mirrors of each other, which means that if I think the 382 level here is important, then I must also expect that the 618 level here is going to be important. And the $1.25 area is, yeah, it's definitely quite an important support level for Cardano. Again, we can trace this back and we can see that while the spikes ended up at the $1.50, $1.40 areas, the 25 area, this is where the majority of the trading actually took place. And this is where, if you're paying attention, where the point of control on the VPVR indicator from earlier on in this video, this is where it spikes. And so to me, you know, this really indicates quite an important support level for Cardano. Now, like I said, I don't know if we're actually going to get this lucky. Like I said, that's more of a wet dream to me. But if we do end up dropping down that low, that would be absolutely great as a potential buy. I don't think that's actually going to happen, but I just want to put those two levels on your radar. And all of this, by the way, we're 22 minutes in and I haven't even spoken about targets because, you know, this is the other thing. Is like, as you guys know with this channel, I want to break down for you all the facts, put everything on the table, and then tell you where we might go with all of that. And here's the thing, ladies and gents, is that you know, Cardano right here has a little bit of a resistance cloud, and I'll just show it to you with this chart right here because it's already drawn out, right? This 1-day Ichimoku resistance cloud that I had shown you is quite important for Cardano. I mean, we get some pretty nasty rejections from this cloud. I mean, we didn't quite hit the cloud on this occasion, but still managed to drop down again. Didn't quite hit the cloud on this occasion, but got very, very close. So this counts in my opinion. And we got a big drop down and so on and so forth. But when we managed to get the breakout above these clouds, historically, it's actually worked out really, really well. When Cardano managed to push above this cloud right here, it pumped up by 104%, and it pumped up really quickly. I don't know how long this was, but I mean, we wouldn't be looking at more than 2 weeks probably. And then the next time when we were finding resistance from the one-day Ichimoku cloud and Cardano managed to get a pump up, it managed to rise up by about 70%, just around there. So again, a very, very significant price move. And then on this occasion, when we traded below, I didn't actually calculate this one, my bad. But on this occasion, when we traded below the Ichimoku cloud as resistance and then got a breakout, it was actually a 1,100% gain, which is, if I'm not mistaken, roughly a 12 times return, 12.3x. So pretty good, pretty good. And then right here, we had another 95% move. And this is the point that I wanted to make to you guys right now, is that the smallest move that we had for Cardano on this chart upon breaking the one-day Ichimoku cloud, going all the way back to 2019, 2018, going all the way back throughout pretty much all of its price history that it's ever had. It's consistently formed massive pumps to the upside after breaking its Ichimoku cloud resistance. This is actually one of the same points that I made inside of my Ichimoku video. So again, if you haven't watched that yet and you're 25 minutes into this video, you've got your priorities all whack, pause this video right now, go watch this Ichimoku video, and then come right back, because seriously, it is absolutely essential viewing for this video right here. What we had on this chart was a key area of resistance, and naturally when we break resistance levels, that's when we might be able to expect the market to be rising up again. And so what we had right here was a series of pumps where the smallest one was going up by 71%, the biggest one was going up by 1,100%. And if we assume this small pump is what we're going to see, if Cardano manages to break this resistance level, which stretches all the way up to, actually, I don't know where it stretches up to. Let's just check that right now. I'm guessing it's, it stretches all the way up to $1.15. That's a good level. If we're looking at that, and breaking out above that resistance level, well, then a further 70% pump from there would already put us at $3.72. And by the way, if you need the context, its all-time high was at about $3.15. So this means rising beyond that all-time high by like 33%. So pretty good price action. Is it 33? Let me just calculate this, because that number is important. $3, it's about 20%. So it's still pretty good. And so this obviously looks very, very exciting, and that is only the conservative estimate, right? Obviously, if Cardano manages to do something similar to its rally before that, well, then we would be looking at nearly doubling the price, and so that's going to put us at the $4 target that I was talking about inside of that Cardano video that I made 2 days ago. And I was also mentioning a $5 target, because really, at the end of the day, this coin is going to be ruled by psychological resistance, just like any other coin that's flirting with these kind of price levels. As soon as you enter price discovery mode, which means, when you're trading at levels that have never been traded at before, you have no price history to go off. And so it's only the psychological areas where humans being humans are going to decide to sell at round numbers. $1.50, $2, $2.15, $2.50, $3, $3.15. $3.33, whatever. Like it's just these round numbers that, people will generally decide that, I want to take some profits around this level. And so naturally you see an increase in supply at those price levels, right? So I think that's very, very important to keep in mind for this market right here. Oh, another thing that I should have mentioned actually is that instead of having a pullback, Cardano could just trade sideways and then blast off again. It could form a little bit of a continuation pattern like that and then move up again. Entirely possible. I just, again, wanted to put all of those possibilities out there for you, explore them, enjoy them, talk about them, discuss them, and then of course, as usual, let you make your own decisions. I'm not here to influence you. Again, I'm going to say it again, I hate the term influencer. I am not an influencer in my head anyway. I'm a kid. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a guy on YouTube telling you guys what I'm seeing from these markets, from the years that I've learned trading and analyzing these markets, what I'm seeing right now, and then presenting everything to you so you can make your own decisions. So that's always what this channel has been about, and it's about staying extremely level-headed in the face of the fear and the excitement. Just staying neutral, going with the flow, making money, and fucking everything else right off. Again, I can't stress this enough. And I use this language because I feel so passionate about it, right? Like there's no space, no need for anything else other than carrying out calm, collected analysis, waiting for where there's an easy bit of money to be made, going over to it, picking it up, and walking back away, keeping the rest of my capital safe. I love that approach. That is my approach as a trader. I don't like to take on unnecessary risk. I absolutely don't day trade. I don't know where people get that impression of me from. I'm actually not trading anywhere near as much as normal day traders. Although yes, my analysis is very short term, and my trades are generally very short term as well. Because, like I said, I'm quoting this straight from one of the books that's in the description. By the way, it's called Market Wizards. If you don't want to buy my stuff, but you still want an amazing product, buy that Market Wizards book. You can get it on Audible for like $7. And one of the best things that I heard in that book is it's a book interviewing a bunch of world-class traders. One of the guys says that, you know, his trading style is he likes to sit there doing nothing and just wait until there's some money waiting for him in the corner of the room, and he goes up to it, picks it up, and quietly walks away. And again, that's exactly what I described for myself as well. That is the only thing that I aim to do inside of these markets. And if you want to be able to watch me doing that inside of these markets in real time, because again, like for me, this is a big deal, is capital preservation, right? Like I have money that I actually want to keep safe. I'm not willing to risk my money to do ridiculous things, right? I want to keep my capital safe. I respect it. It's you know, for most people already, it's large enough, you know, seeing these market moves to where I genuinely, seriously care about keeping it safe, but I want to keep growing it aggressively. And in order to strike that balance, I can only do what I'm doing right now. So if you want to watch me doing that, how I execute that, the reasoning behind what I'm doing, and of course, see where I'm messing up and how I'm learning from those mistakes, because that is an absolutely essential part of the process, then again, the steps to join are on screen right now. Click on the first link in the description down below. Then click on the @4flies link at the bottom button at the bottom of any post inside of 4flies Gold. We're now up to like 21,000 members, which is absolutely amazing. Let me just give it a check right now. I think it's at 21,000. No, very close to 21,000. And if you do want to jump inside, then yeah, this is our free channel where you get more analysis straight from me. The @4flies button, and then send message to ask me how to join 4flies VIP. You're getting it extremely cheap compared to the prices that we had before right now. So definitely follow these steps on screen if you want to get inside. This was a very in-depth bit of analysis on Cardano. We've just hit 30 minutes. So if you have enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash up the likes, subscribe if you're new around here, tick the bell, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Again, if you want to trade it, Bybit is the place to be, and you got $4 grand waiting for you free of charge, and any profits you make on that, of course, are yours. So all you got to do is sign up using that link down below, deposit some Bitcoin, any amount of Bitcoin into your account, and depending on that, you will get some free money credited into your account as well. So thank you all for watching. You know what to do, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.